Hi. Here is an upper body program that can be done most days of the week, super lightweight, just nice for pretty much every muscle group in the upper body. You can make this as much or as little as you want as far as the weight. I usually recommend about 15 to 25 reps. The first is simply a bicep curl combined with a tricep extension. So you can see my upper body isn't swaying, I'm not arching, just holding your stomach muscles in, keeping your torso stable so that there's a dissociation in between your arms and your rib cage. So biceps and triceps can be done 3 different ways. This way, you can see my hand is in neutral. You can also switch and you can go palms up and palms back. So that gives you a little bit of a rotation at the forearm. Option number 2. And then option number 3 is palms down at the top, palms forward at the back. So getting that coordination, just really focusing on keeping your upper arm cinched in towards your body so that you're not doing anything funky up top here. So my favorite is simply the running position, just kind of that natural, and then probably second option would be to do the palms up, alternating with the palms back. Second exercise is a lateral raise. So you're gonna start, depending on your weight, with your elbows bent at 90 degrees. It's nice to have your elbows bent just because you're gonna potentially minimize any popping and clicking in your shoulder, which is quite common with this exercise. So just shortening that lever arm, making sure that your finish position is here, okay? Too often I see people kind of wanting to chicken wing. Right now my elbows are higher than my hands. I want you to be 90-90 elbows and shoulders. So we'll crank out about 10 more of those here, and then take note of my upper trap, so the muscle in between my shoulder and my neck. I'm not hiking, okay? So even though your elbows are at shoulder height, your shoulders should not travel up towards your ears. Couple more here. Resist the temptation, if your weight is light, to really swing and fly. Okay, nice controlled movement. From here, you're gonna stack your hands on top of your shoulders. From a side view, you want to get a little bit of opening in through your chest, okay? So it's way easy for us to be kind of hunched and rounded. Setting your shoulders back and down onto your rib cage first, and then simply pressing up overhead. Again, shooting for about 15 to 25 each. Some are going to be easier than others. By this point, after these guys, your deltoids are feeling it a little bit. Kind of nice to get some good fatigue. Same thing as the last exercise as far as the shoulder position. Even though your arms are going up overhead, resist the temptation to shrug up at the same time. Staying nice and low, making sure that you're not hunching forward, trying to give you some different angles here. So we've done biceps, triceps, deltoids. Next you're gonna get rear delt and rhomboids. So you're gonna hinge at your pelvis here. Different from rounding at your back, right? Keeping your back pretty straight, and then just setting your booty back a little bit, weight in your heels. You're gonna start with a slight bend in your elbow, and you're gonna do a little bit of a reverse fly here. So this is just getting rhomboids, rear delt, middle traps, hopefully a little bit of low traps as well, if you're focusing on not shrugging up your shoulders when you're here. So shoulders stay down, neck stays long, engaging your glutes to stabilize your torso. I would say this one's super easy to kind of get a little swing action going, right? That's not what we're looking for. Take a look at your neck position. It's also really easy to get a little funky chicken action going here. So a little bit of a chin tuck, stay nice and long. And then front view here, note you're getting a little bit of rotation, hands going back behind you as opposed to staying here, right? So finish position is there. A couple more. And good. Okay, if you have a lighter weight, you're probably going to want to switch on this one. This is called scaption. Really nice for muscle on top of your shoulder, your supraspinatus, one of your rotator cuff muscles. You're going to start with your hands about at your thighs. Set your shoulders back and down, keeping your thumbs up, coming up at about a 45-degree angle. So I'm just going to bend forward here to show you. Here's the top view. If this is 0 and this is 90, it's about halfway in between the two. I see a lot of exercises out there like this, thumbs down. We have learned through research that the benefit of doing thumbs down, which is targeting the supraspinatus, does not outweigh the risk of damaging the supraspinatus based on the potential of a bone spur in your shoulder. So keep your thumbs up despite what some other workout videos may say. Thumbs up, and then shoulder kind of tipped back and down and opened, right? So again, it's really easy to just get a little forward. You're gonna potentially create a little bit of impingement there. So just kind of set those shoulders back, almost thinking about anchoring the bottom portion of your shoulder blade forward on your rib cage. If you can picture that. And good, I'd say that's one of the more challenging ones. So next you're gonna need either an exercise ball or a trusty chair. You're gonna get yourself into a bridge position. So on the ball, your head and your shoulders are gonna be supported. You're gonna engage your glutes and your abs to lift yourself so that there's a straight line from your knees to your hips to your shoulders. Relaxing your head down. First, you're simply gonna wake up your serratus anterior. So that's the muscle that connects your shoulder blade to your rib cage. And it's simply a ceiling punch. So your elbows are locked. You're letting your shoulder blades sink back into that ball. And then you're just reaching up as far as you can towards the ceiling. Give you a little bit of a better view here. It's not a huge motion, just a few inches, but you're really trying to just get those end few degrees of scapular protraction. Really good for shoulder stability here. Okay, after you wake up that muscle, and feel free to increase the weight on this one, assuming you're not lacking range of motion. So the number one goal is as big of a reach as you can get it. If you can still maintain that motion with a heavier weight, then go for it. Next, you're gonna go to a pec fly. So if you want, you can engage your abs a little bit and you can crunch up off of that ball. You're gonna engage your serratus by reaching as far ahead of you towards the ceiling as you can. Slight elbow bend, and you're just gonna open up. So nice and slow and controlled on this. It's really easy to just kind of let the weight flop out to the side. Tucking your rib cage down, tucking your chin down, no funky chicken, and then just going as far as is comfortable. So I'd rather have you do a shortened range of motion on this than potentially get too far and not be able to regain that shoulder stability in order to complete the motion. So crank out about 5 more here. And good. Last one is is an overhead tricep extension. You can do it either on the ball or standing. I'll show you both. On the ball, you're gonna start with your elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. So about 90 degrees at your shoulder joint. I'll give you a side view there. And then you're just gonna simply hinge from the elbows, engaging your triceps. So with this one, you can kind of play around with a little of that action. If you extend at your shoulder joint, you're going to be able to engage your abs a little bit in the motion. And just making sure, again, that there's no pinching in your shoulder. Making sure that that down motion is nice and slow and controlled. And then I'll show you the standing version of that. It is simply elbows pointing up towards the ceiling, making sure that you're not overextending at your spine at all, so staying nice and neutral, and then just extending those elbows up. That's all there is to it. Have fun.